What's going on, guys? We are here for stage 3 of the Bucket of Chalk competition. Excited to be here. Stages 1 and 2 were absolutely awesome, and Caden and Max have some really cool courses for you guys, so we're going to jump into the action here in a minute. Athletes are just finishing up some of the stage rules.
We're going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Thank you so much, everybody shown here on this graphic. This event would not have been possible without the generosity from all the different sponsors. Thank you so much. We'll be talking about various sponsors throughout the day. So I want to thank everybody once again for hanging out with us here Sunday afternoon. Got a little sleep in, and now we're hanging out, getting ready to do some obstacles on stages 3 and 4. Let us know how everything out there sounds on the floor, folks. We got the GoPro with the audio picking up the action as it happens. And then me and Mr. DeGangi are out here in the back. And looks like we got our first athlete, Lila Nathanson, on the course right now on Around the Clock. Similar to Crank It Up, we're going to be climbing up all the way to the top here. And has to have those locked in a position at the end. There's a stopping point. They must get all the way up. Getting it through the finish point before she can transfer. Has to have both hands in play. And there she locks it in. It's going to be a clear as soon as she's on top of that box. There we go, clear for Around the Clock. All right. Going with the reverse grip. Oh, come on, hold tight. She has to get to that next ledge all the way up to the top. Not quite able to go, and that's going to do it for Lila Nathanson. Nice try. The ending point of that cliffhanger was going to be the black bar a little further down that path. All right. Let's see who we have coming up next. We're going to have Taylor Green. Taylor's stepping up onto the platform, striding across the boxes into Around the Clock. Working her way up, hopping her way down onto the second bar. And utilize that momentum and hold on tight for that drop. It's not too drastic, but the pumps you need to get to the top there can tax you for later down the line. Athletes might be a little sore from yesterday. She's taking her second here to catch her breath. 45 seconds in between each obstacle. Looking for the moves here. She's got a couple of transfers she has to make. Let's see what technique she decides to go with. Going with the front-facing grip. These ledges look a little thin, and this is a big transfer up to that next cliffhanger ledge. Gets the toss over to it. Has to reach under for that next ledge. And once she touches that bar, it's going to be a clear. Couldn't tell if she was able to touch it. Nice try, Taylor. You can see the overhead angle there of the inverter. That was the next obstacles that she was shooting for. Inverter was an obstacle that you've seen on American Ninja Warrior earlier this year. Up next, we're going to be having our third competitor, Annabelle Heinrichs. It's going to be coming up shortly. Is the run order reverse order of stage 2? I believe it is based on the time that they completed stage 2. I believe the run order is going to be the reverse order from stage 2. So the faster you finish the earlier stages, the later you would run on the later stages. Typically how it goes. Runs haven't started yet. We are working through another camera change here. Stand by. And here we go. Annabelle is on the move. All right, picking up here with Annabelle Heinrichs, making it through around the clock. Gonna make sure she's got the rest that she needs before attacking this cliffhanger. Shaking out those fingers. And getting onto the cliffhanger here. And she begins working her way through. Trying to make quick work here. The longer you hang, the more those fingers are going to start to burn. Starts going for that swing back and forth for the up move. Couldn't stick the grab on the up move to the cliffhanger. Nice try, Annabella. Up next is going to be Ava Colasanti. She's going to be starting here in just a second. Ava goes by the Savage Ninja, coming out of Lenoka Harbor, New Jersey, training there in Santa Court, Lawrence. Most recently got second place at Worlds for the NNL and first place for the strongest course runs. And here goes Ava on to around the clock. Starts working her way up. Trying to utilize that momentum as best as she can. Okay, now she can transfer. Again, these mechanisms must be all the way in that forward position by those bolts that stop it from falling completely forwards. And locks in the second, can go for that dismount to get the clear. And that 45 seconds begins as soon as she is clear. Shaking things out here, Ava. Enjoys rock climbing. There we go. And she's on the cliffhanger. Trying to make her way up. Makes the transfer up. Nice job. Rock climbing training's paying off here. Has to get onto the bar and clears. She's going to climb her way up and gets into a resting position. That's going to start her time. 45 seconds. Hanging out up there. She's going to be training hard. in the off season of the primary show, American Ninja Warrior. She was the youngest actually to make it to the Las Vegas National Finals for season 13. And she really enjoys obstacles that have any type of lock-offs and things like the double dipper. Well, let's see how her lock-off strength is going to be on the inverter. It's a really wide, unstable bridge. So onto the outsides, cannot utilize that plexiglass blocker, has to switch over to one side completely and not quite able to hold on. Nice try, Ava. Good run getting that far. All right, coming up next is going to be J. Lisa Himka, the Ninja Chef, J. Lisa. All right, J. Lisa making it through. Getting through around the clock. Taking her time here, getting that energy back up. See how she handles the cliffhangers here. Wants to get through this as fast as she can to save that energy for the big move she has to make on the inverter right after the cliffhanger. Trying to build that swing up, going back and forth. Moves up and just peels out on the move to the cliffhanger. Can't quite hold on. That's going to do it for J. Lisa. Coming up next is going to be Bella Palmer, followed by Melissa Anderson, and then Cecilia Boggle. Got the sound not coming through as loud now. We're going to be checking that real quick. The sound on the floor or the sound back here with the commentary? Can't hear me. Can't hear me. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Can you hear me? Chatting right now. Got audio coming through from what it looks like on the screen that I'm talking on. Test, test, test. Ooh, that's a little loud, a little too loud perhaps. How about now, folks? Once again, the run order is going to be on the ninjamasterapp.com. Look for the bucket of chalk competition that's going to be on there. Currently on the course, getting ready to go, is Bella Palmer, followed by Melissa Anderson. All right. Bella Palmer is going to be going here in just a second. Go give them the thumbs up. Sounds like it sounds a little bit better now. Hey, looks like we're in the mix. We're going to go give them the thumbs up that we're ready to go. Yep. Thanks, Max. And here we go. Bella Palmer on to around the clock. Working her way up to the top here. Making her way through. Trying to use that momentum there. On to the second track. Working her way over at the top. Got to hold on for the drop here. Great job. And clear. 45 seconds before she can start the next one. Catching her breath. Getting a little more chalk there before we got to go. Competitors will be given a 5-second countdown before they have to start on the course. Once that 5 seconds begins, if they are not engaging onto that obstacle, they will be risking being eliminated. So you got to get going. Here she is onto the cliffhanger. Making it up to the top. Nice work. Has to get all the way across onto that bar to get the clear. As soon as he touches that bar, her rest time is now going. So she's 45 seconds to try to pull her way up to the top. And resting right now. Trying to get into position here so she doesn't risk getting called out due to waiting too long. Lashane down onto the inverter. And can she transfer? She's going to turn this a full 90 degrees for the grab. Oh my gosh, and here we go. Now she has to try to get re-inverted. Back to the normal angle.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough transition here, Strat.
Oh, look at that hold. Oh my gosh, the grip.
She knows she doesn't have the reach to make the span. I love the strategy and almost pays off.
Nice try there from Bella Palmer. Up now, we've got Melissa Anderson on the course right now. Attacking the around-the-clock obstacle. Moving her way up. Clear on the first. And swinging her way up to the top. Dropping her way down. Getting to that box to start that rest time. 45 seconds. Catching her breath here as best as she can. It gets to the point where competitors will try to shorten their rest time in between obstacles in order to clear an obstacle faster than a previous athlete before them. So it benefits these athletes to go a little bit later in the run order so they know what time they have to beat and what point to get to. And let's see how Melissa attacks the cliffhanger here. Got some strong lock-off, staying at 90 degrees.
Yeah, Melissa's got some really good grip strength. Here's she's got to make the side Lachey.
Can't quite make the move up to it. Nice try, Melissa.
Yeah, let's see if we can see that move again. Just gets one hand on it, just doesn't.
Not quite able to hold on there. Nice try, Melissa. Cecilia Boggle coming up next, followed by Megan Rowe, and then Jonah Taggart will be starting things off for the gentlemen. Cecilia on the start line, getting ready to go. It's her time. And here we go on around the clock, coming out of the Ninja Street down in Miami, trying to utilize the momentum on the backswings to lift. It locks a little bit each time. As long as it gets that gear past a certain point, you can start to see it move up a little at a time, but this is really taxing that grip. A lot of overswinging. Can start to tax those forearms. Trying to hop it through here. Don't want to peel out. Hold on tight. Pushing forwards now into the locked position. Now she has to do the same thing on the second bar before going for the dismount. Come on, Cecilia. Let's start trying to fight it. Not quite able to go, and that's going to do it for her on the start of stage 3. Very challenging upper body series of obstacles for sure. All right, up next is going to be the axe throwing ninja Megan Rowe. Coming out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. We saw her earlier on in the season of American Ninja Warrior, season 13. Made it all the way to Las Vegas this year. Rocking a Jake Murray shirt. It's always good to see all the athletes supporting the various competitors out there.
How many Ninja t-shirts do you have, Ryan?
Oh, man, too many to keep dragging with me from place to place that I move to. But now Megan's on the course, striding across those platforms into around the clock. Megan trains around the clock. I've seen some strong moves from her in her gym that she trains out of in Warrior Jungle, and making her way through onto the second bar. Goes with that switch grip to prevent a potential peel out, and really moving the bar each time she swings back and forwards to maximize that use of momentum. Nice job, Megan. Getting ready for the cliffhanger here. And stems out a little bit, utilizing the platform, really getting out as far as you can. It is totally in play. Smart veteran move there. Try to take the weight off. Oh, just had a misslip on the transfer across. Not what she wanted to do. Those ledges are rather thin. You can see the run order now scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So if you have any competitors coming up, we just saw Megan Rowe. Coming up next is going to be Jonah Taggart at the platform, ready to go right now. Goes by the nickname of the Ninjaneer. Looks like he's a fan of fishing based on that t-shirt design. Pretty cool. Better hook it in. Let's see if he can reel in a big one here, reel in a victory on around the clock and the rest of these obstacles. So Jonah on the move. Making his way up now. Whoop, going switch grip and starts pulling his way up. Looking for the swing through and gets the dismount. Nice job, Jonah. Coming out of Jefferson, the city, Missouri. Trains mostly out of his backyard and his basement. It's always interesting to see how the skills can translate from the homegrown gyms into the various facilities across the country.
Taking a nice rest here.
Utilize that 30 seconds. Men only get the 30-second break in between. And here he goes now onto the cliffhanger. Nice move going up, crossover, and starts working his way over to that clear bar. Touches, and that begins his 30 seconds rest. Starts climbing his way up. Sometimes climbing up like that exerts a little too much energy, but he got up there nice and quick. Gonna take a couple of breaths, and man, when you're up there, you think you can relax, but before you know it, it's time to go again. And it's like, man, I just got here. And they're going to start counting them down soon. So the time that you have up there just flies by. And you got to go before they get to 0 or it's a fail. Here he is on the inverter going with the unstable bridge technique, trying to work his way over onto the ledges. I think we're going to be going here just in 1 second. Thank y'all so much as we work through these issues from time to time. Can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs. And boy, we got some eggs to crack today. But here we go again, trying to come back into the action. Brett over there. Had to put him on ice for just a second while we work through some of the things here. Can we just blame the altitude? I agree. You would think the higher up we are, the better signal we would have. But I guess it just doesn't work like that. You see John Mall right there? Mr. Intensity himself, one of the coaches out of Ninja Intensity. He's being chased around by the cameraman right now. No, look away. Don't get too dizzy, John. You got a lot of obstacles to go for the rest of the day. Bucket of Chalk family out here having a good time.
All right, folks. Sorry for the delay. We didn't miss any runners. We had them pause the competition. So Brett Strong is now up and running. We shouldn't have missed anybody. Sorry about that.
Here he goes, Brett, on to the course right now. Let's see. He's got a lot of power. This young man, 2 moves almost all the way through in just 2. Let's see how he goes on this second one. Pops it up. Good hip pop on to the finish platform. And 30 seconds begins that rest. Again, 30 seconds goes quick. Does he decide to take that full 30? He does not. Just going to go ahead and start working his way through the cliffhanger here. Oh, but miss grips. That is the risk you take when you go with that reverse position. You can't see where your hands are. You just have to trust that the ledge is going to be there. But there is a slight gap between 2 of the cliffs, and he just had a slight miss on the cliffhanger. Tough break, Brett Strong. Up next is going to be Sean Williams. Sean at the start platform getting those final confirmations from the judges. Rocking the Isaiah Wakeham shirt. Isabella Wakeham's brother who's out there. You might see him off to the side doing some videography. And if you're looking for any artistic designs, he does some really cool custom artwork for t-shirts and whatnot. But now we got Sean Williams ready to go on to Around the Clock. Grabbing onto that first bar. Let's see what kind of technique he utilizes here to start pumping his way up. Pushing through, powering through quickly onto the second track. And using that swing and getting his way through. And 30 seconds now, counting them down. Let's see if he opts to go for that reverse grip as well, or decides to go around to the front side to see where those hands are going to go. Okay, opting to make sure he's got a good visual of where the cliffs are. And reverse grip for the big move up. Hops up to it. Again, you can't tell where those cliffs are from the backside.
Yeah, it definitely makes it tough with the blind grab there. But he grabs the bar, and now his rest will begin here. So he'll get 30 seconds rest from when he touched that bar. And he'll go into another really difficult obstacle here.
This inverter is wide. I got on there for a split second earlier during the testing phase. And whoo, boy, man, going from the unstable bridge version where your hand's on the outside edges to just that one cliffhanger side. It's a huge. He's going to try to start hopping his way through. Does he opt to go for the big throw like we saw earlier? Seems to be the method. He scrapes the side of his face to get there. Risking life and limb. But has to touch the cliffhanger. Oh, he just went forward at the time that the board was swinging backwards. Sean, a nice try. Sean Williams. Tough break. All right, coming up next is going to be Sean Arms. Sean Arms rocking the Ninja 4 Cure shirt. Appropriate for the time of the month here, breast cancer awareness. Also, they'll be giving away that raffle prize for the pink ribbon hold that Stronghold provided. Let's see how Sean goes about. One of our younger competitors here on stage 3. Sean is only 13, coming out of Clinton, Connecticut. Likes building obstacles in his spare time, riding his bike, and biking a lot at the skate park. Let's see how Sean does. Mr. Arms is going to have to utilize nothing but arms on this whole course. Thumbs up, ready to rock. Striding his way across and begins his journey on stage 3. Nice tech here, just popping it time, making sure he's in control each time, and right away into it. Good hip thrust. Lighter competitors will have a little difficulty sometimes if they don't know how to utilize momentum, but he gets through it. No problem there. Great job, Sean. And right away, not taking a break. So far, opting to just take a fast approach here. It's going to be a big up move here. Latches on. Great job. And staying relaxed. Nice extension on the arms. You don't always have to be locked off. And gets a good pull to get to that top bar to assist with the climb up. Very good. Now he's going to take that 30 seconds. And, can't quite get to the chalk. We got a nice assistant there to get some more fresh chalk on those hands. And he's going to start working his way through. Latching onto the front here. Does he go for the extended lache? Fingertips. Okay. He's onto the cliff, and it dumps him off to the side. Nice try, Sean. Got there really quick, though. It's going to be really tough for the competitors with a shorter wingspan on that particular obstacle. All right, coming up next is going to be Hans Hertz. Hans was our fastest competitor on stage 1. Performed admirably on stage 2 last night, but didn't get quite the full clear that he was hoping for on stage 2, but made it far enough and fast enough to make it here into stage 3. This is his home gym, Ninja Intensity. Trains at a lot of different places around the state, and Hans is on his way. Starts popping his way up. Nice utilization of that momentum. Almost like a mini salmon ladder trainer here on these crank it ups. And through with the quickness. And not much rest time here either. Working his way through the cliffhanger. Good transitions. Finds the ledge. Okay. Man, just go straight to the bar with one hand on the cliff. And that'll get him into the rest spot up there. Doesn't want to get too comfortable. You know that time goes really quick. Let's see what his approach will be on the inverter. Grabbing onto the front side. Trying to stay centered. He switches over. And goes for the lock-off hold. Gets himself into position, but now it's going to be almost like a vertical limit here. How can he transfer? Just couldn't hold on for when it started to dip him. Nice try, Hans.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch Hans's stage 1 run, it was probably the cleanest run we saw of the day. Tough break there for him on stage 3.
Michael Bellion's coming up next. Coming out of Long Island, New York, training out of the Freeport Ninja Academy. He's a big Hot Wheels car enthusiast. And let's see him spin his wheels out here across those first couple of platforms into around the clock. Up and over. A lot of power. Man, just 2 moves there. Short work on around the clock. And let's go get that rest period beginning. Got Brett there helping him out with the chalk bag. And keeping his eyes on where those clips are. Making sure he's got his good hand placements. And working his way through. He's going to go ahead and chalk up while he's up there.
I don't know.
Looking for the move. Doesn't decide to climb up like everybody else we've seen. Holding on to the inverter. Makes the transition down to the 90-degree position. Oh, he's going to turn around here. Latching on the front side. Goes for a crazy. Oh, almost gets it. Got a little turned around. Nice try, Mr. Bellion. Up next is going to be Kai Beckstrand. Kai's getting ready to go. And Kai's striding his way across the first couple of platforms onto around the clock. Let's see if he can be our first competitor to get beyond the inverter. Big power moves. Great job getting through the first 2 portions of that obstacle. And now on to the cliffhanger. Not opting to take much of a break. He's going to start making his way through. Nice transitions here. He clears on the cliffhanger. Pulls his way up for a quick seat. And shaking his way out. So the sticking point we've seen for most people is even if they get to the end, they can't quite make the move up to the next cliffhanger, which is going to be the clear point if you touch, but it's a separate one entirely. He's going with the unstable bridge technique and going to go ahead and turn it all the way 90 degrees. Let's see if he can figure out how to rotate it back around. He's got to get pretty high to rotate it in quick move there. Nice job. And the swing. He's dead center here. He's got to get off axis a little bit to get to the cliffhanger. He touches, and that's going to clear it for him, but can't hold on for the next obstacle. That is a touch point, so the inverter was cleared, but he still has to go for a lache off that cliffhanger to another one in order to get the dismount. Nice try, Kai Beckstrand. All right, up next, we're going to have Vance Walker. Vance Walker coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, striding his way across on to around the clock. It's one of the few competitors to make it onto stage 3 this season of American Ninja Warrior. An undefeated competitor on A&W Junior. He's popping his way through. Salmon ladder motions are no issue for him whatsoever. Really strong grip. Let's see if he can get through this efficiently so he can have the energy required to make that transition off of the inverter. Big pull up to the higher cliffhanger ledge. Working his way through to the bar, gets to clear, and starts that 30-second break. Got Caleb Bergstrom right there alongside, and no break needed. Vance is just going to go ahead and go right away. Doesn't want to potentially pump out here. Let's see if that comes back to bite him. But he knows he's got to get to that cliffhanger for the ending portion of the inverter. What's the method going to be here? He's going for a big pull, potentially. It's going to be a weird angle here. Not quite, but able to save it. Might try to do what Kai just did. Goes.
He's going to walk his hand up there.
Oh, nice
like
move, Vance. Slowly but surely.
Wow.
From here, he's got to try to transfer off angle to get to that cliffhanger ledge. Goes for the move. Sticks the landing. Great job. That's a clear for the inverter, but still has to lachey from one cliffhanger ledge to another. Goes for the move. Can't hold on for the dismount, which is just off to the side there. Nice try, Vance. Got through those first few very fast. He is just behind Kai Beckstrand in second place because he got to that cliffhanger ledge just a few seconds behind Mr. Kai. Up next, we have Jeremiah Boyd. Jeremiah Boyd getting the last minute okay from the judges. Getting counted down, and here he goes. Striding across, hopping right away into the around the clock. Good transitions through. And got to get all the way onto that platform for the clear, and there it is. Jeremiah goes by Ninja Jera, coming out of Burnsville, Minnesota. Not opting for that break either. He's going to go ahead and start making his way through, utilizing those ledges almost like it's a vertical limit, where it's just a pinch grip, but goes through. Not always inefficient, but little slip, but saves it. Nice job. Looking for the transition over to the bars. Clear on the cliffhanger. Going to pull his way up for a quick breather. Jeremiah got fourth place on the first season of A&W Junior. He's currently 17 right now. That was a few years ago when A&W Junior first came out. And when he's not doing ninja stuff, he likes playing golf and card games, board games with the family. And here he is onto the inverter. Hopping into that unstable bridge position. What's his plan of attack going to be? He's going to go for the 90-degree turn. Locks it in. And from here, he's got to pinch. He's got to try to get to that pivot point where that D-link is attached. And then from there, he can grab on with a little bit more control. Keeps on working his way over. Hold on tight. Has to touch the cliffhanger to get it clear on the inverter. Side-to-side swings. Gets the touch point. That's going to clear, but not able to hold on. Nice try, Jeremiah. Up next, we've got Enzo. Enzo Wilson heading up to the platform right now. Visualizing, thinking things through, planning his attack. He's got an amazing setup in his backyard down there in Florida. And off he goes. Enzo, electric Enzo on his move here. Hopping his way up. And bouncing his way through up and mistimed the move there. He's getting a little hung up here. There it is. Starts to figure it out. Locks it in before he can dismount. 30-second break. Gonna grab a quick bag of chalk. and starts his ascent onto those cliffhanger ledges. Going for a big pull up. And twists around, looking for that next ledge. Gets it clear on the cliffhanger. Climbs up for a hot second. Locks it in. Just enough time to potentially grab some chalk. Shaking out as best as he can. Dropping in now for the inverter onto the outside edges. Enzo's looking for the move all the way across potentially. Looking for the Lachey. Ooh, had to turn his head sideways like he was in the Matrix. Gets across the gap. Now he's got to make it up to the cliffhanger ledge in order for it to be a clear for this obstacle to count. Side to side swings. Move his way up. Grabs onto the cliffhanger ledge. Great job. But still has to make the transfer across to get to the dismount platform safely to clear this additional obstacle before he gets a break on those hands. Big throw and not able to make it. You see that red pad off to his left there. That is the end goal. Not quite able to hold on, but still great run by Enzo. Up now, we're going to have Brady Parks coming up to the start platform. Brady Parks getting some last-minute confirmation, making sure he's ready to go. Coming out of Orlando, Florida, another athlete from the Obstacle Ninja Academy. Actually builds for one of our sponsors, the Strongholds. He likes building those ninja holds for Stronghold. And here he goes on to the around the clock. He trains ninja around the clock, so let's see how he does on the remaining portion. No problem on obstacle 1. He's got RJ Roman right there, helping him out. Into the cliffhangers we go. Got that reverse grip. Currently working his way through, trying to find those ledges. Big move up. Every hand placement's going to tax you a little bit each time. Touches the bar, gets the clear for the cliffhanger, and starts working his way up for the quick 30-second breather. We haven't seen any athletes make it beyond the cliffhangers after the inverter, but here he goes. Come on, Brady. Let's see what you got. He's got the wingspan. Let's see what his technique's going to be. Athletes can't use that side where the plexiglass is. Oh, makes the gap. No problem. To the sides and onto the front end of the inverter. Looking for the side-to-side motion here to get to the cliffhanger. Touches, but can't quite hold on. Nice try, Brady. Man, we are 20 runners in out of our 37, and I'm not sure if we're going to see the remaining portion of this course at this rate. We've got some strong athletes coming up, our faster athletes still to go. I hope we can get to see the remaining 6 obstacles beyond these first couple. Bucket of Chalk is not messing around. Sawyer Cannon at the platform right now, getting ready to go. Competitor number 21, followed by RJ Roman and then Josh Auer. And here he goes, striding across the blocks on to around the clock. Ooh, good power moves here. Only a few needed. Conserving that strength as much as you can, because you need that explosiveness shortly after this cliffhanger. So go straight into it here after he takes just a second. And leaning into it now, going through side to side. Turns around for that front facing position. So it's working his way up and around. Gets to clear on the cliffhanger and goes for a quick little knee hook. Grabs that chalk, starts getting prepared for, man, this challenging obstacle, the inverter. When you're up there, it just comes at you real quick. By the time you get in that rest position, it's time to go already. And here he goes on to the inverter, grabs that front side. Looking for the side grabs now. And starts to think it over here. What's he want to do? Gets the swing built up. Can he clear that huge gap where the plexiglass is blocking that hand position? Trying to swing it out. Decides to pull those knees up to stop his swing. And goes for the inverted position here. Realizing that Lachey is just a little too uncomfortable, but goes for the pivot. Got to get past that D-link. Trying to ball up. Oh, it's going to start tipping back. Good save. Starts to oh my gosh, using his toe hook here, trying to get a little bit off of his fingers. Not quite able to get there. Sawyer Cannon, nice try. Great effort. Up next, we have R.J. Roman, followed by Josh Auer, and then we'll have Phil Fossum. R.J. Roman, coming out of Orlando, Florida. Starts his run across the blocks into the around the clock. Training down there at Obstacle Ninja Academy. Runs the ninja program down there. Builds all the obstacles. Strongholds out of there as well. Making short work of around the clock. Recently moved into a much larger location. Looks like a castle on the outside and is spacious on the inside. Here he goes on to the cliffhanger here. Going with that reverse grip. Don't want to miss where those ledges are. Comes the turn. Pulls up. Nicely done here. Goes with a little crossover tech to get to that bar for his rest period. RJ is a strong competitor, known for his speed. Making it through several stages of the qualifying and city final rounds into the Las Vegas rounds. And here he is into the inverter. Side to side we go. Utilizing the side tech. Is he going to go for the inverted position or the Lachey through? Looks like he's building up the momentum for the big toss. Turns sideways, gets a little off angle in order to get past that plexiglass. And, just mistimed the front swing. Tough break, RJ. Nice try. This inverter is being the ninja killer out here today. Not easy to do, but nice try, RJ. Just checking his wrist there. Probably might have had a little abrasion based off of the way that obstacle is designed. All right, here comes the Bathrobe Ninja, a member of the Bucket of Chalk. Josh Auer trains out of the Rock Solid Gym in North Carolina. I was there earlier this year, a few months ago, training on their mega wall, their 18-foot mega wall, and also down there for a Wounded Warrior event. They did a multi-staged competition. That was really fun. And hopefully we'll be going back for that start of the year next year. But right now, Josh Auer is the man of the hour. Let's see how he handles around the clock. Striding across the blocks. Pulling his way up and through. 2 moves is all he needs. Goes for that same technique. 1 and 2. Great underbar tech in order to get that motion required to get the bar to the locked end position. Grabbing a little chalk there to be sure he's got the grip. Getting a different angle here to show you what those cliffhangers look like on the opposite end. While we've seen some people have slight mishand placements while utilizing that reverse grip. But Josh is not going to have any mistakes there on the cliffhanger. Great job. Starts pulling his way around into that rest position. Catching his breath. Trying to figure out how to go about the inverter here. Grab it onto both sides. Going for the big lache. Ooh, nice job. Gets onto the outer edges. Now he's got to make sure he doesn't mistime the jump here. He's going to go ahead and go for that side-to-side tech. Looking for the cliffhanger. Oh, had his hands on for a split second. Nice try. Almost stuck the landing. Got the clear on the inverter by making it to the cliffhanger, but not able to hold on. Josh, great attempt. All right. Coming up next, we're going to have a Phil Folsom, followed by Ethan Swanson, and then Elijah Browning. This is our 24th competitor out of 37. And here he goes. Right away, Phil's on the move. Straight away into around the clock. Hopping his way up. And riding it down. Popping off right away as soon as that thing is locked into position. Just wants to get out of there. Popping it down and looks for the dismount. Way to go, Phil. Taking a second here. Well, this is the point where it starts to become a game of racing the clock to a certain end point, but you know these competitors want to get as far as they can. And here he goes, working through the cliffhanger. Getting those hips in the right direction for the lache over. Moving on to that final ledge and then grabbing onto the bars for his rest point. Climbing his way up. Holding on tight. You see his brother Sam there helping him out with the chalk. Sam will be running in just a few runners after him. Very cool to have a brother combo, brother-sister combo, keeping it in the family. Can push each other to train hard. And let's see how the younger brother can do. Into the inverter we go. Swinging back and forth here. Opting probably for the big lache through. Turning his head sideways, getting across the gap. Now his plan of attack here looks like he's going to try to utilize the front end of this board. Let's see which way he wants to go. Going for that far cliffhanger. Hold on tight. Ooh, fingertips. Got to turn with it. Turn and burn. Can he be the first? Throws it and catches. He's got to get to the dismount now. He's got to get one more cliffhanger ledge to get to that red platform. And that's going to be our first clear on the cliffhanger lache post inverter. Great job, Phil Folsom. My goodness. Now we're getting into uncharted waters here. He's going to get those shoes cleaned. You're going to see why here in 1 second. He's got to do the obstacle that they have dubbed the Pipe Dream, a series of vertical pipes that can be utilized via the hands and feet only. And that 30 seconds goes quick. Straight onto it. Ooh, takes a bump. Shin to bar. Never feels good. Skips past that one in order to get a little further. He's got another big move to go. Dancing poles is something we've seen before. That black pole is a rest point. Once you touch that PVC pipe. He has cleared Pipe Dream. And now he's on to dunk the Oreo. Climbing up the PVC pipe, he has to get, he's got to get that bar out from underneath. He's engaged on this obstacle. Once you dislodge that pipe, you have to take it back down with you. And he is fine here. He's utilizing his legs as best as he can, but the PVC is pretty slippery. So he's got to try to dislodge this pipe. It's staying pretty tight up there. He's going to have to try to shimmy it up a little bit. The more he hangs on it, the more it's going to start to lodge into its locked position. Oh my gosh, just falling from the top. Exhausted. Great job, Phil, our furthest competitor of the day. A valiant effort. The athletes have to dunk that Oreo, take it from the top position, remove that bar, work it down the track, put the pipe into any position by that red tape line. And once the Oreo comes down onto its resting position on the pipe by that red tape line on or below it, that'll be a clear for them. But now we've got Ethan Swanson on the course ready to go. Ethan Swanson, known as the Daredevil. Probably going to start flapping those arms. Eventually, Mr. Swanson is now a Colorado local here, training out of the Ninja Intensity family. Trains the team kids, along with several other classes. He's got his lovely dog Enza hanging out with us in the commentating booth right now. And here he goes, Mr. Swanson on the move. Making his way up on around the clock. Up and over we go, working his way through here. And into the dismount for the around the clock. Ethan is 31 years old, 31 years of age. Majority of other athletes are well under that. Mr. Swanson wrote this note specifically to tell me he is so old in comparison to many of the other athletes out here. I feel you, my friend. It's getting tougher and tougher to hang with these young bloods in the sport, but that's all right. Mr. Swanson onto the cliffhanger, working his way through. He's got a big up move here. Tries to get that swing going, holding tight. Gets the reverse grip and clears on the cliffhanger. And here we go into the inverter. He's going to try to just shake out for a hot second, hook a leg, take a chance to shake out those hands before that time limit is going to be over for the rest period. And Lachey's right away into it, but misjudges the opposite hand. He had one hand in a good spot, but the right was just a little undershot. Nice try, Swan. Good effort. The inverter claims another. Mr. Swanson is done for the day. Elijah Browning coming up next, followed by Paul Woods, and then Nolan will be after that. All right, here he goes. The boss on the move. The boss is clocking in on around the clock. Making his way onto the second track here. Up and over, 2 moves, all he needs. Coming out of Tennessee. Oh, he loses the hat already on the first obstacle. And Mr. Walker right there. Oh, doesn't need it anymore. Focused on the obstacles, not so much the hat. Hat there to prevent the hair from flying in the face, but now he's focused on the task at hand. Elijah making his way through into the inverter rest point, pulling his way up and just going to hang out. Tennessee athlete, trains out of his backyard and many locations all over the country. Let's see how the boss goes about the invert. He's got a really long wingspan, taller athlete here. Let's see him make it to Lachey. Oop, just needs a couple of moves, no problem. Side-to-side swings up to the cliffhanger. Touches the cliffhanger to get the clear point, but not able to hold on. Tough break, Elijah. Paul Woods coming up next on the course. Actually, stand by. I believe we had a switched of the order. Might be Nolan.
Yeah, that looks like Nolan LaJoy on the starting platform.
All right. Nolan LaJoy is going to be on the course right now, followed by Paul Woods, and then Noah Moonier. But here we go. Here we go, Nolan. Strolling with Nolan, back at it again, up and over on the around the clock.
Yeah, you certainly want to make these obstacles as efficient as possible because you can just see when you get to that last cliffhanger where everyone is falling on, you're just so taxed.
Moving his way through here. Going for the standard way of the cliffhanger, facing those ledges. Quick reverse grip onto that rest bar. Quick hook of the leg. Try to shake out those hands. Taking the weight off of those fingers and the forearms, back muscles. You want to get as much rest as you can. He's going to build up that swing to transfer right away off of the rest platform. And here he goes with the wide grip here. Building up the swing for the Lachey through. Gets the move he needs. And here comes the next challenging part. Getting that full grab on the cliffhanger. He's trying to get the hip swing just right. Almost too much side to side. He's starting to oscillate a little too much. But big power here. Touches and gets a clear on the inverter, but not able to hold on. Nolan, nice try. Up next, we're going to have Paul Woods. Paul Woods at the platform right now, getting ready to go. Tossing the chalk with a watch. He doesn't want to get his Apple Watch all messed up out there. Got to make sure those electronic devices stay safe. Up and over. Got to get to that finish position before transferring down. Hopping his way up, working his way through. Couple bumps. Couple more moves there into the locked position. Kicks off the box and gets onto the platform. Starts that rest period. Taking a second here. Getting that rest. Getting that break in as best as he can. Paul is moving on to that cliffhanger ledge. Going to start working his way through. Finds his way onto that up move. Good job. And making quick work here, trying to get through as fast as he can. Knows time is going to be a factor. Wants to get a little bit of a break here completely off of his hands. He can chalk up and get ready to go. Paul Woods, our 27th runner, running now into the inverter onto that front side. Grab it onto the side here. Let's see how he goes about making his way through. He's going to go for the big Lachey like we've seen a few other competitors do. Oh, but can't utilize where the plexiglass was.
You can see Isabel in the background waving it off.
Yep. Sadly, that portion where the plexiglass is out of bounds. It forces the athletes to utilize the inverted portion or go for a big Lachey like we've seen competitors do. Getting all the way past that plexiglass is the goal. But that is runner number 27. Now we're breaking into our final 10 on stage 2, and we haven't seen anybody get past the Dunk the Oreo. Only seen Phil make it that far so far. So as of now, Phil has a commanding lead over the remaining athletes. So Noah Munier is on the course right now, getting ready to go, followed by Sam Folsom and then Jackson Erdos for our next 3 runners, the final 10 for stage 3. Noah on his path now, coming out of the Vitality Ninja Gym, up and over, on around the clock. Hopping through, quick work on around the clock. Going straight into the cliffhanger. Working his way through quickly. Trying to save that grip as best as he can. Clear for the cliffhanger and hooks a leg, hooks 2. Going for a little bat hang upside down. And right away, just wanted to chalk up enough to get on to the inverter as fast as possible. Building the swing up for potentially the big Lachey. Here it comes. All the way around. Great hand position there. Looks really in control. And steadies his swing. Ooh, good change of position. We've seen several athletes slip up there, but now he's got the front grip for the angled throw. Gets to the cliffhanger. Clears on the inverter. Oh, he's going for a traditional 180 toss. There it is. That's what I like to see. 180 throws and gets on out of there. Clear. Our second competitor to do so. Great work, Noah. Just a couple seconds here. Doesn't have much rest. Wipes the shoes off. Rocking the New Balance Zontes. Popular ninja shoe amongst a lot of athletes. The flat surface area provides a lot of traction as long as you know how to put the pressure on there. Skipping one bar entirely. Looking for that next one. Not quite long enough to get there in a static hold, but he's high enough in order to save himself from falling all the way down. And touches, gets to clear on the PVC pipe. And decides just to go for it right away, not opting to go for a rest period. Now he's trying to dislodge the Oreo. That's what we saw Sam struggle with earlier, or what we saw Phil Folsom struggle with earlier. But Noah knows what to do here. Now he's going to lock this pipe in. And as soon as it drops, that's going to be a clear for the Oreo. So he doesn't even have to sit up there. That would have been a rest period, but deciding to go on to the peg bombs. Got to get the pegs all the way through. Get to the salmon ladder and swing on out of there. That's going to be a clear. Our furthest competitor so far on stage 3. Great job, Noah Munier, coming out of that Vitality Obstacle Fitness location. Let's see how he stacks up against the rest of the course here. Once again, we are in unknown territory. Oreo dunk done. Now we're going on to the V formation. We have to Lachey straight up onto those Vs. They tip side to side. It's got a Lachey back down, right back up. Links to Lachey. Coming on back down. We got 2 more big moves here. Dropping down, swinging through, and gets a clear on V formation. Ducks fly together. Noah leading the pack. Getting the chalk, and we're on to our final 2 obstacles. Mission impossible here. These magnetized holds we've seen, if you're familiar with JSB, Jonathan Sharp Brown, he utilizes these in his backyard. These are magnetized, and you can't unhinge them both at the same time. You got to do one at a time. They are very powerful magnets, but you have to do one at a time. Tough break. Oh. Are we doing a reset? Might be a reset to continue on here. Might get some. Oh, not going to happen. And nice try. Noah getting to that point, but that was the last obstacle. Everybody gets 45 seconds at that point, but Noah was just pushing the pace. Great run, impressive work, great efficiency on the laches. Very smart moves to go through. I think Max is trying to give him the beta on the right way to go about it, and not many athletes have ever faced such an obstacle before. We're seeing all sorts of contraptions being developed out there, and that is one. It's a really cool, unique type obstacle. But man, doesn't have the technique figured out for that one. Up next now is going to be Sam Folsom, followed by Jackson Erdos, and then Joseph Meisner. Sam got his earbuds in. Taking a second to look things over. Trying to figure out what the plan of attack is going to be. We can see Mr. Max Feinberg walking along the pixie stick that we saw many people having a hard time with yesterday. And there goes Mr. Stillings playing around in the background as well. But all eyes on Sam Folsom right now, striding across the start platforms into around the clock. One big jump up, making his way through. Nice work through the around the clock obstacle, starting things off real quick here on stage 3. So no time limit. Only time limit you have is the 30 seconds in between obstacles. That rest period is all you get. So it benefits you to try to get through as fast as you can, but you don't want to rush through and make a mistake or burn out too quickly. So here goes Sam now, climbing his way up. Big move up to the cliffhanger and transferring over onto the bar. And quick moves here into the resting position. Taking the weight completely off. Chalk up those pants. Makes easier access. Sometimes you just need a little chalk to take out any of that moisture. Too much chalk can almost work against you because it causes it to be a lot more slippery on these painted wood surfaces, depending on the grip. Here he goes for the lache into the inverter, getting that swing built up as best as he can, and going for the big cross. Swinging through, nice work, clears that plexiglass blockage, and gets onto that front side. Got to be careful on the transition here for that cliffhanger, going for, looks like a half and half grab, and throws his way, fingertips, pinky popping off on both sides, but still manages to save it. Going to go ahead and turn around, get eyes on that transfer. Let's see Sam line up for the throw here. Starts looking for it, big hips, across, not quite able to get it. Gets the clear on the inverter, but not able to go all the way across the cliffhanger. Jackson Erdos coming up next. Jackson on the start platform, getting ready to go, followed by Joseph Meisner and then Asa Reynolds. And here we go, Jackson. Moving into the around the clock, 2 moves, all he needs. Pumping his way up and over. Looking for the dismount now. Very fast in a... Oh, no. Could not move the handholds on the clocks before beginning. That was very specific in the rules. Both hands must be on the handlebars before moving them. Had to start in a down position, but he did move it up just one on both sections. Very slight, might have missed it. It was really, really fast, but it does allow those athletes to shorten those moves, and that's why they kind of force you into that starting position. 2 hands on the obstacle, and that is sad to see
And yeah, Strat, I mean, it makes a big deal because you can see how many athletes are pumping out when they get to the cliffhanger. And so every move counts as you're making your way there and taking a little bit of an advantage here on the first obstacle. That's going to save you maybe just that little bit of strength you need to catch the cliffhanger.
Very true, very true. And as a course judge, it's very tough to call somebody out on something like that, what may be viewed as a technicality, but every ounce of energy that you can save will help you later on, and we don't want any unfair advantages. So tough break for Mr. Jackson on that approach he took for around the clock. See Caleb Bergstrom over there juggling there. I wonder if he's getting those hands warmed up or if he's just hanging out, having a good time. But right now we got Joseph Meisner. We saw some epic saves the other day on the air surfer. And he's here. He got a full clear on stage 2. Let's see if he can do the same for stage 3. Joseph Meisner on the move on around the clocks. Hopping down, 2 hands on. Starts pumping his way up and over into that locked position. Right away, quick dismount. Making his way through, trying to get through as efficient as he can to get off of those hands and relax before moving on. All right, here he goes onto the cliffhanger, pulling his way up to that upper ledge. Working his way around, clears on the cliffhanger. And does he decide to go straight into it? Nope, going to take a quick little breather. Almost kicks the bucket away. Don't want that to happen. Almost a tragedy. Excellent work there from his friend down there helping him out. Quick reflexes to save the chalk from spilling all over. And Joe's going to have to get going here shortly. They might start counting him down and gets a little swing back in order to get that front end. And on to the sides we go. Goes for the inverted position here. It's more of a static move, not as explosive. So let's see if he can make the transition. Good move here.
Ooh, that was close.
Scaring me, Joe, but he's got the plan of attack figured out. Let's see if he can get this turn into the cliffhanger. Up we go. Good work. Let's go. Eyes the prize on the 180 turn Sasuke style. There it is. And looking for that dismount. And clear on the cliffhanger. Fist pump, double fist pump. You can tell he was happy about that one. And hike up those pants and drop down those socks. You're going to have to get as much traction as you can on the Oreo dunk after these Pipe Dream poles right here. We'll take a quick wipe of the shoes. These Zantes, as grippy as they are, they do pick up dust and chalk quite easily. So he's going to go ahead and move on to this closer one. Not a big throw like we've seen a couple other athletes, but that's going to limit. It's going to cause him to hang a little bit longer because he's got one more to go. Taking his time, looking for the move, stems for it, tries to stem for it. Might be able to static it. He's going to be a little taller, but they do push out. Come on, Joe. Let's see what you got. Shake out when you can. There's a lot of flex. Hold on tight. Nicely done. Sometimes you just got to commit to the move, but it's really easy to get off angle. Hold on tight. He's got the grip. So once he's in position on this bar, can hold on. He's still on that obstacle. Technically, he can hang there and grab it on. That's going to be a clear for the Pipe Dream. Now he's going to work his way up. Oh, it's going to be slippery. Come on. Don't start slipping all the way down. Hold on tight, Joe. So he's technically still in a rest period, but he's got to be engaged fully onto that obstacle, or else it's going to count as a fail. He's at the tail end. Not able to hold on, Joe. Excellent run. One of the few people to make it that far. Joseph Meisner. Nice attempt.
Yeah, really nice attempt. And the top 10 men will move on to stage 4, so looking good for him.
Excellent. Good to hear. Up next, we've got Asa Reynolds. Asa Reynolds heading up to the platform. Followed by Luke Dillon and then Tyler Smith. here goes Asa, running his way through. Oh, jumping straight to the bar. Bypassing that starting bar to go right onto around the clock. Moving on now. Up and through. Cranking it up and dropping it down. All the way into the cliffhanger we go. All right, not taking long breaks here, trying to move through. Trying not to let all that lactic acid build up too quickly. Just want to push through the cliffhanger here. Nice and relaxed, keeping those arms straight. And gets a little more chalk. Let's see what his approach will be. Asa's dropping down now, looking for the start of the inverter. Goes directly onto the sides. And might be going for the big Lachey here. He's got to get past all that plexiglass on the left-hand side. Goes for the Lachey and not quite able to get his hands all the way into the right position for the grab. Nice try, Asa. All right, folks, on to our final four competitors. Luke Dillon, followed by Tyler Smith, James Sanella, and then Tyler Kurtzel. Be our final four competitors for stage 3. And here goes Luke on the course right now, striding across, up and in, coming out of the Vitality location as well. Let's see if he can catch up to his compatriot Noah Moonier, who got the furthest so far. Up we go. Luke making his way up and over and off of around the clock.
At this point, Strat, what do you think? Do we see any stage 3 clears?
I would hope so. With the final few competitors we've got, I really want to see the last obstacle attempted again. Man, it's been a brutal day. These athletes are feeling it. Multi-stage competition can be challenging. Nice job by Luke Dillon getting through that cliffhanger, staying relaxed up there, locking in on the rest bar to get a little chalk here. But yeah, multi-day competitions really test athletes' endurance and mental strength, because depending on how you do the first 2 days, might set the pace for you in the later rounds. Okay, going on the front side grab here. Hopping his way down. Does he go for the big Lachey? Yeah, starts to look for it. It's feeling it out here. Hops it. Ooh. Grabs it. Might not going to be enough. He kind of knew it himself, I believe. He's right there on the corner. That portion is not in bounds. Got to be entirely past that plexiglass. Nice try. That is a big Lachey, especially when you have to turn your head sideways. Don't have that upward area to really swing through. A nice job. Tyler Smith eyeing things out right here, trying to figure out his approach. Working through things in his head. Rocking the boss hat. Getting ready to run. Coming out of Illinois, Edwardsville, Illinois. Only 15 years old. Trains out of the danger zone. So we're going to see what he can do here on the course. Striding across onto around the clock. 2 moves, all he needs. Hopping his way down. So he's pulling his way up and into the ending portion of around the clock. Nice job. And and starts right away onto the cliffhanger. Once he eyes his path a little bit more, looking things over, and now he begins. See what move he decides to go with here. Nice under reverse grip. Ooh, quick move up and over. Gets the clear on that cliffhanger route into that rest bar for the inverter. Tyler Smith looking for a finish, I imagine. Knows he has to get deep into the course to rank high enough for a podium position. Dropping in hot here. Grabs onto the sides. And going for a big lache over. And nice job getting all the way past that plexiglass, no question required. Front side grab now. He's got to be able to get that side-to-side swing generated in order to get to that cliffhanger. Which move is it going to be? He's looking for it. Big move up. Grab and hold and turns around immediately to start beginning his swing for the lache across for the cliffhanger lache. And looks for the dismount and gets the clear. Whew, nice job, Tyler. All right. Pulling up those pie pants. Making some room for traction. Looking like he's rocking some Asics. Some type of wrestling shoe. What it looks like. Gum rubber. Seems to be a shoe of choice for certain athletes. And on now to Pipe Dream. He's going to go ahead and skip to that second one. Oh, good grab, but hopefully that didn't hurt too much. And he's got the distance, but when he pushes really hard on the pipes, it's going to extend that reach a little bit and latching on and holding on tight here. Okay, he has cleared Pipe Dream. Now he has got 30 seconds to rest before he has to be all the way on, and those shoes are sticking really good. Gum rubber is coming in handy, climbing up, using that vice grip, and it's going to use that Oreo to help rest a little bit, but he's going to have to push it up away to get the bar dislodged. He's going to have to push it, twist it, unhook it a little bit at a time before he can get that bar unhooked. He starts to punch it, but the more he pushes, the more he hangs on, it's going to start locking it into place more and more here. Trying to pull his way up, trying to find a way to take the pressure off of his hands. And there he goes, using his head. That's one way to do it. That's one way to use your head. Now he's sliding his way down, but can he put it in a locked position here? He's got to get it all the way through, inserted. It can be tough when your body's ready to peel out on you. Watch those fingers, lock it in. And that's a clear. That begins his 30-second rest. He can pull his way up and sit for a second to try to take some time off of his hands. But this is his rest period right now. And there he is. Great job. He's only going to have a few seconds here to really collect himself. Tyler Smith was struggling there at the top portion of dunking the Oreo, but fighting through this. He's got a couple moves here to make on the pegs. He engages the peg bombs. Oh, got to be careful. These pegs are very difficult to be accurate with. Opting for another one that's not shaking as much, but might just be having a hard time here with the accuracy.
Keep an eye on his right hand here. Keep an eye on his right hand.
Opening up a little bit with the grip. Dang. Nice try. Extremely exhausted. You see him breathing heavily there. Really gave it his all out there. Great job, Tyler Smith. One of our furthest competitors of the day on stage 3. Somebody get that man a water. Nice job. Final 2, James Zanella and then Tyler Kurtzel are going to be our last 2 runners before moving on to stage 4. Sin City athlete right here, James. miming his motions, working things out in his head before attacking the course. That way, when you get to those positions, you know what to do, not trying to second guess yourself while you're waiting to go. So let's see how James does on stage 3. Getting a little more chalk there. Multiple buckets of chalk at the bucket of chalk competition. You can see the chalk already lining the front side of his pants there as well, so athletes can chalk up mid-run if needed. And here he goes, striding across the blocks into around the clock. Ooh, big moves up and over. One more time. Making the move to the top. Locking it in and dismounting right away. Short work of around the clock. James coming out of Lawrence, New Jersey, training out of Center Court there in Lawrence. He's one of the young adult NNL world champions. Strong athlete here. Loves the salmon ladder, so a lot of those explosive type motions that you'll see that are required on this stage, he'll be utilizing those salmon ladder skills, capitalizing on that efficient use of momentum. And right now we're onto that cliffhanger. Making his way up on these tiny ledges. Going for the bar to clear on the cliffhanger route. Now he's going to begin his rest period. Looking for some fresh chalk.
Well, it's a good thing we're at the bucket of chalk competition.
That's right.
Plenty of chalk to go around.
Chalk all over. We've got liquid chalk. There's actual chalk, popcorn chalk. A lot of variety out there. And here he goes on to the inverter. What's he going to do? Is he going for the big lache? He's lining it up, getting his hands further down as much as he can. Just got to get past that plexi. Ooh, nice job. Actually, kind of went with a switch move. So the right hand utilizing that ledge, and the left just had to shoot forwards past that plexi. Now he's going for a sideways throw onto that cliffhanger. Come on, James. Let's see you get up there and stick that grab. Nice move. Fingertips on the left side. Going for the turn. Going for that 180. Twist at the hips.
Oh.
Not able to stick the move.
So close.
Nice try, James. Got the clear on the inverter, but not all the way through on the cliffhanger lache. All right, our final runner of stage 3 is coming up next. Tyler Kurtzel, TK Ninja Tricks, getting ready to run at the platform. Fastest stage 2 athlete from the night prior. Let's see how he does. And he's given the green light, and here we go. Final runner. Can he be the one to see it through to the end? And dropping down. Holding on tight. Good transition. Getting a lot of momentum. Maintaining that swing all the way through. And gets the quick dismount off of around the clock. As the last runner, you know the times you have to beat. Do you let that affect your plan of attack? Or do you still just run your own race? Tyler onto the reverse grips for the cliffhanger. Turns around here for the big up move. The first of many big up moves. Working his way through. And one more time, pulls his way up to start relaxing before the inverter. Here he goes, looking at his plan of attack here. Is it going to be the lache or the static hold, tipping the entire board over to one side. We've seen a good variety into the sides. He goes, starts working his way forwards. Big backswing back. All the way past.
Oh.
Plenty of room, but not enough height to get the grab on the inverter. Tough break. TK Ninja tricks. And I believe that's going to do it for all of our runners.
Yeah, that is going to do it for stage 3. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at our sponsors and see if we can get the leaderboard pulled up, powered by Ninja Master. So here are our sponsors. Thank you so much. And we have one to add here. Safeway, our local grocery store. Safeway gave so much food for these athletes, for these volunteers to be able to come in. They donated fruit, waters, Clif Bars, anything that you can think of, they were donating. And so thank you so much to Safeway. I think we might be having a special run here.
Oh my
Caden Lebsack,
goodness.
course designer, is about to take the course.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So before we close down the stream, we're going to have a real treat here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last man standing for Season 13 of American Ninja Warrior, Caden Lebsack, all the way to Stage 4. We're going to see how he does on this course that they designed, the bucket of chalk. You make it. Now let's see if you can break it. Let's go, Caden.
Well, you break it, you buy it.
You break it, you buy it. Let's see how Caden does. As a course designer and somebody running a competition, you don't have much time really to warm up or even play around on these obstacles, even though, you know, they designed the courses. He is probably exhausted from resetting things and preparing for today. And being a judge, you're on high alert the entire time, so that heart rate's going. You're mentally taxed and fatigued and might not be in the competitive mindset, but here he goes anyway. Let's go see how strong he is. This is his home gym, and popping his way through. No problem there. Caden shaking out quick. Not going to take too long of a break here. It's going to show us that it can be done. Nice moves, twisting his way through here. Very efficient. Climbing up. Quick little breather. Going to grab some chalk there. It's going to be time for that inverter. Taking a quick breath. Let's see what his plan of attack is going to be. Is it going to be a big lache or doing it as intended? Here it goes into the sideways moves.
Yeah, I mean, he designed the course, right? So
goes for the opposite end. I haven't seen anybody do that. He's got the wingspan and the pull power.
Kind of how I expected him to attack it.
Oh. Nice job, Caden. Big throw here. Up and over. Sticks to throw and gets to the dismount. 30 seconds. Uh-oh. Jacket's coming off. He's warmed up. Now it's time for the remaining portion of Stage 3.
Is that how quick it takes you to warm up, Strat?
Of course not.
Me neither.
I like to take the approach that Mike Bernardo does, 1 minute for every year of age that you have. So I've got 38-minute minimum warm-up. Caden now leaping on to the bars for a pipe dream. It was a pipe dream for a lot of these athletes to even try to beat this stage that they designed. It was very challenging, not forgiving in the slightest. On to Duncan the Oreo here. He's got to push that thing out of its locked position. Too much downward pressure is going to cause it to stick up there. So he's going to use his head a little bit to try to get an even pressure up and over. He's got to really start to bang that Oreo up and out in order to dislodge the pipe. Now start working his way back down to find the ending position for this crow's nest type of obstacle. Locked in. Now he's got 30 seconds.
Well, he's going right into the pegboard.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't mess around here.
Yeah, he's not wasting time.
Going for that. Lock off, hold. Relaxing. Trying to stay in control here on the peg bombs. And swings right away to the salmon ladder and dismounting. Nice job, Caden.
Too strong.
Staying relaxed. When you live in a ninja gym, this is expected when you're training all the time and have access to such facilities. All it's up is up to you still to be able to put in the work and train nonstop like this young man. So here he goes on to V formation. Big up moves, big drops. It's got to be really accurate. Looking for that V. There's the first one. Up again, grab and hold onto the sides. And making short work, powerful moves, and holding onto the hat, not even losing it. Into Mission Impossible. Jonathan Sharp Brown special.
Not only is he making this course look easy, but he's doing it on probably 4 hours of sleep because he's been setting up for this competition. He's been putting the courses together. This is absolutely impressive from Lebsack.
Not to mention whatever homework he still has to do. Like these kids at 15, were you doing this kind of stuff?
No.
No. Heck no.
I was playing Xbox.
I know. I was getting bullied and running from class to class trying to hide from people beating me up. These kids are showing us what they can do. Impressive stuff here. Let's see how he handles these magnetized holds that we haven't seen utilized in a competition as of yet, I believe. Got to be very precise. Unhooks one. Locks it in. Let's see if he's got the ghost protocol figured out here. Cue up the Mission Impossible music. Lock it in. It's got to be nice and flush. As soon as it gets any kind of side motion, it's going to come unhinged. Got to get a little higher. Mission Impossible is clear when he grabs onto the cane, and now he's got to do Operation Descent, turn these canes upside down. This was actually the start of Stage 3 last year. They opted to put it at the end of it this year, and as long as he can maintain that downward pressure on the outer portion of those canes, he can utilize those pipe holds. Oh, no. Oh, what's happening? He's got to make sure he's in the right position. He's got to readjust. Make sure it's locked in or it can slip out with too much backswing. He can turn it over into the devil step, and that does it for Caden. Impressive work, good sir. He shows us that it can be done. You just got to train your tail off. Nice work, Mr. Lebsack. Awesome job.
Extremely, extremely impressive run there from Caden.
My goodness. Well, the only unfair advantage I say was he was familiar with everything since he did put it together, but that doesn't discredit the amount of work he does put in. And all these athletes, impressive job so far, getting through as far as you can. We got one more stage coming up with the top athletes that got as far as they could on Stage 3. So don't go away, folks. Actually, go away for a little bit because we're going to kill the stream for a while. Come back, and you'll see what we have remaining for the rest of the day.
So let's take a look at our top 10 men here. We've got Noah Muirner, Tyler Smith, Phil Folsom. Great runs, Joe Meisner, Elijah Browning, Kai Beckstrand, Nolan LaJoy, Vance Walker, Josh Auer, and Sam Folsom looking to round out our top 10. Those will be our athletes competing on Stage 4, so make sure you tune back in when we get to Stage 4. And then on the women's side of things, let's go ahead and take a look. Taylor Green, first place, Ava Colasanti, Bella Palmer, Melissa Anderson, Megan Rowe, Jalisa Himka, Annabelle Heinrichs, Lila Nathanson, and then Cecilia Bogle. And so our top 5 will be moving on to the Stage 4, which I'm not sure what it is just yet.
We're going to see. I might take a peek out the window. Let me look.
We'll see it out here in a little bit, but our top 5 will be moving on. So Megan Rowe just sneaking in for Stage 4. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We're going to take a look at our sponsors and really appreciate everything that our sponsors have done for us to get this stream going. And everyone from Copeland Precast, Whipfly, Aaron Company, McDonald's, giving us breakfast sandwiches yesterday, Peakview Dental, Castle Rock Family Physicians, Colorado Foot and Ankle, Biaggi Bros, Castle Rock Microwave, Pi Movement, Ninja Master, Our-Way Pools, Humble Midstream, Stronghold, Pro Lift Crane and Rigging, Zimmer Biomet, Castle Rock Autoplex, and MB Roofing. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have done to help make this competition amazing. With that, we're going to close out the stream. We're going to get ready for Stage 4, and we will be back in about an hour or so. So make sure you check back in, and we'll see you then.
Thanks so much for joining, everybody. Talk to you soon.